Last little news story for today. Might make these recordings kind of frequent. So, anyway.
Interesting the feedback we get from people when we're doing
so
this.
if you like this kind of format where it's streamed first and we'll chunk seconds, just let us know.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to argue with us, you can, but just try not to go crazy.
Okay, final news, which kind of surprising, is Yuji Naka has joined Square-Enix.
This came out of the blue.
The original programmer and father of Sonic has announced this joined the Final Fantasy creator Square-Enix. Square.
Sonic the Hedgehog has 3 fathers, and that's okay. It was okay back in 91.
Yeah, a lot of people say, "Oh, is Yuji Naka the father of Mega Man?" It's like, no, he's not. He's a programmer of Sonic. He's not the father.
The other guy, the whole business with Mighty Number 9 is a different story.
Yeah, it's Naruto Oshima. I think he was one of the original designers. It was someone else. No, Naruto Oshima did Metal Sonic and Amy. I mean, he's currently a fucking... what does he do now? I can't remember. But,
well, basically, there were 3 people. There was a programmer, a designer, and a level guy. Basically, those are 3 people.
Programmer, designer, and artist.
Yes.
But Yuji Naka, quick history, part of Sonic Team, head of Sonic Team up until 2006, where he left. And the team left during Sonic 06, and the team was split into 2 to make finish 06 and also work on a Wii title, which was going to be a part of Sonic 06, which actually we're going to talk about that next. We're going to do an extra one. I'll do an extra one because this will be a what if. And Denny left, and I think 2008, I think, he announced he was going to put on a new team called Probe. Yeah,
this is when he decided Probe. That's when naka-san started this.
So his first game was still with Sega, was called Let's Tap. Basically, it's a game where comes in a big box, but it's fucking empty.
It's essentially,
so all you do is just go, put the Wiimote and just go.
You tap
on the box. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah, which again, in typical, predicting the future of gaming, apparently Nintendo's now into this thing.
Yeah, I don't think they did that well. Then his second game was Ivy the Kiwi, and yes. I wasn't guessing what the fucking name was. That's what it's fucking called. That's the title. There's a question mark. Yeah. That was actually a pretty fun game, but it got pretty frustrating. And plus the visuals just got on my nerves.
Yeah, well, basically, put it this way: it was Naka-san basically doing. I want to do Lemmings my way, in a sense.
I guess I think it was a different term for that game, because the only other game I know you actually do influence the directions kind of stuff was Kirby Canvas Curse.
But in the same way that basically you have one character who more or less can't do anything except go left and right, and you have to basically pull these literal vines for him to get to the next part of the level, and that was the whole challenge.
And the last game he made was Rodea the Sky Soldier, the Wii version, not the freaking Wii U version or the 3DS version. Yeah,
which ironically, when I got it, the fact that it did say, comes included with the Wii edition. And I actually met him at the last Summer Sonic, where I actually got the manual of the Wii edition, and I said, "Oh, look what I got." I said, "Oh, that's great." And then, I just simply said to him, "I really, what do I think of it?" I said, "Yeah, I enjoyed it." I was like, "Really? Oh, good, great." Just a quick thing. And like I said, it's Summer Sonic, you're allowed to do that. Well, as long as you don't fall into the toilet. Some people try to.
But, the development was Rodeo. It was like, oh, it's been made. When's it finished? Oh, it finished a couple of years ago. Like, when the fuck is it? Yeah, he finished it. It's like, okay, where is it now? Oh, we're working on a 3DS version. They're gonna port that, enhance that 3DS version and port it to the Wii U. It's like,
Wii U. Yeah.
Really? Is it gonna be exactly the same? No, different gameplay.
Yeah.
And kind of more washed out visuals.
Yeah.
I actually really do need that game.
Yeah, we'll put it this way. Basically, the difference was that they tried to use the Wii U screen to control it, whereas the Wii version was primarily just using the actual remote.
Just the actual remote. It's like what an actual successor to Night's Play Rodea.
Exactly. Yeah.
And apparently that was actually pretty fucking good. I didn't think it sold well because of the actual late release.
I mean, that's the funny thing, because I think people, as far as I'm aware, the reaction for it was that it's fun, but it is frustrating in a sense. There's a lot. Put it this way, the one thing I wish they thought was like, it's great and all. I wish you could actually use the nunchuck to move your character on land, as opposed to be using the directional pad, because that does get really tiresome. especially the way the camera system works in that.
Yeah, I think Zack and Wiki did the same thing. I think.
Right.
I can't remember. It's been a long time.
But let's be fair, Zack and Wiki's adventure game, literally point and click, where this is point, throw, fly.
Yeah, it is more of an adventure game than literal adventure games.
Yeah.
Action adventure. There you go.
Yeah, action adventure versus what we used to call adventure games, point and click.
Yeah, I think aside from some mobile games, those are the three main console games he made.
Yeah, the first one. I mean, he has dabbled with other stuff. I think he worked in the Digimon thing and one or two little stuff.
Yeah, there's a monster game. It's a monster game in Japanese mobiles.
Yeah.
That one's pretty popular, but other than that, it's going to be discontinued soon. So now it's like, oh, he's joining Square-Enix. And aside from announcing it, he hasn't said what he's going to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, the two things I want to bring up here is, first of all, what is going to happen to Probe? Because, first of all, they have not said, whether this is... I mean, ironically, all this time, Probe has been active in development and stuff, and you think, in terms of, you would think of this in general terms, like, if the game sells well, they would make more games, but seemingly, they seem to just do a game if he wants to do it, rather than let the sales demand it. And second, of course, this isn't the first time someone actually who's worked on Sonic game moved to Square Enix. I mean, I actually remember this. Is the director of Sonic Unleashed, I think actually was from Square. He actually was from Square, came to Sonic, and then went back to Square.
That will explain why the game's that good.
So you can see some of the influence there. But
yeah, some of the RPG stuff, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So it's kind of funny to think that with Naka-san, because we still don't know the full reason why he left. I think the main reason is because it was just finish the Sonic game, next Sonic game.
He said he didn't want to make Sonic games for the rest of his life.
Yeah, it basically was like just.
I think I would have said, well, why do you just focus on sequels to other games you developed, like maybe another Knights game or Billy Hatcher, an actual Sam Amigo sequel, not just a remake that was co-developed by Gearbox.
It's funny because again, people wondered, I mean, Yukaza of course made Journey into Dreams, which of course he had a hand in that. Although whenever Naka was asked about that, he was kind of like, maybe, kind of, I'm not sure. So. Again, it sort of depends on if he's interested. And you have to remember that, of course, he's one of the reasons why Sega became top. In fact, he became, I think, like second-hand man to Sega, really.
It's not to say he's probably becoming top. It's like he had a good he helped Sega get there. It's just Sega was a bit of a dick at that time as well, because like, oh, we don't want people to know their names. We don't want to actually lose our actual developers.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, again, I remember Jason Rubin talked about this, like, he used to try and name everybody from Naughty Dog and realizing that was impossible. And ironically, he wanted to bring out, actually, one of the former Sonic Team people came to Naughty Dog to work on Jak 2. He made a big deal about that.
Yeah, I think that's what Oshinima did as well. Like, he worked on Jak 2, 3, and X, then Uncharted 1. And I think right now, he works with Nintendo on the Mario and Donkey Kong series. So there's that.
Yeah. And it's funny because I do remember around about...
Everyone goes to Nintendo in the end, because even like the... there's another side thing right now is the person who headed Team Silent for Silent Hill now helps out with characters in the Mario sports titles and Paper Mario.
He was one of the lead character artists, actually. He helped...
Yeah, he's the one who said, well, yeah, I'm not going to do... Unless you actually credit me, I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
You teach these people how to do it. It's like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to credit you. It's like, no, credit me. I'll do it all myself. And he did.
And he did. And he did. I mean, you proved you fucking could.
So, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Konami.
Yeah, but it's funny because I do remember around about probably last year, actually, even 2016, around the time Mania and Forces were announced, there were a lot of people saying, why doesn't Yuji Naka come back to work on the Sonic game? And it's like, again, this is the thing when you move on. Sometimes there is that fun factor of, it's great to be associated with something, but it's like, maybe it depends on you, depends on the person that you are. Because again, like I said,
yeah.
I bet the reason he left was because it was just an overload. I mean, if he'd worked on one game or supervised it, maybe like, oh, that'd be nice. I'll come in, have a look, see what's going on, go home and do that.
It's one thing to love it, but it's another thing just to live it, you know?
Exactly. And I think it brings me on actually to a little thing is whenever we talk about Sonic Team, I mean, again, everybody loves to say, I can do it better, blah, 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 something like that. But again, it is a job, and the saying, it's, you wake up, you go there, you deal with all the different things, the issues, the problems, the certain aspects you want to put in the game or you can't put in, blah, blah, blah. This is like a daily thing. You have to remember these are a daily job in the same way like the real world jobs are. I mean, obviously, there's more at stake because you have to deal with, the business side of things, the advertisements, and particularly, like I said, he was the boss of Sonic.
Yeah.
And he had to deal with all of that. So for him, it's like, I want to just go and make a game again. Can't just, go off, make a little game just for fun. So the fact that really the 3 games he's made, I mean, he probably made them just because I want to make a game and I think they're fun. Whether they become bestsellers.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do. Like, in past interviews, Naka revealed that he farmed pro to allow himself the ability to get his hands dirty with programming and game development.
Yeah.
Because when it was Sega, he basically just mostly directed or produced it, rather than going straight into actually the nitty-gritty things.
Exactly, yeah. Even though, even when you look at something like Kojima, because his name's prolific in gaming, but even then, it's like he wants to be down in the dirt with the developers in terms of like what we're going to do, how we're going to do this, play it, some notes, blah, 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 all that stuff. So
yeah.
It is the question of you want to be, it's being the head of the thing as well as being the person having a hand in the actual machine of the whole thing. So the fact that he's working with Square, I'm not surprised that he's done that. Maybe because, again, it's like I got an opportunity to work on maybe a bigger thing again, but I'm not having to bear the responsibilities, but I can maybe have an influence and see what they can do. And like I said, that's probably the reason why he's done the career choice he has.
Yeah, and if going to Square-Enix to actually, because probably still a small team, going to a big studio and actually say, look, here's my repertoire. I made Sonic the Hedgehog, as you know, because everyone will shut the fuck up about it.
I said, well,
so if he can actually, yeah, because he's going from his own ideas, maybe he can actually come help out with other ideas. Maybe he'll actually do a spin-off Final Fantasy game or something where actually has his own flair because he helped program or even design it.
Exactly, yeah.
So all I can say, I just look forward to seeing what his name is attached to. If it's something going to be crap, then again, that's just game design. That's just game business.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, oftentimes the most talented people often work on really bad stuff. I mean, it just happens because there are many factors. Time, money, budget, all those aspects. Or just certain things have to be shortcut. It happens.
Like, I don't know, maybe not every Naughty Dog game is going to be a fucking sellout.
Yeah. Well, put it this way, the fact is, when Uncharted 1 came out, this is a good story, when Uncharted 1, the team who worked on it initially, when they were just figuring out what this game was going to be, and even tackling the PlayStation 3, they were convinced this game would probably kill Naughty Dog. They actually thought, we are going to let this studio down, and we're going to let everybody down, this being the first game without Andy and, Jason.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, we have a big reputation for us in terms of what Naughty Dog means to us and probably the players around the world. So the fact that the first game came out the way it was like a miracle. And typical fashion, you make your first game, it's like, right, we know what we did right, we know what we did wrong, let's make sure we can improve it in the sequel.
And now we have 4 games, not including the Vita spin-offs or the Lost Legacy.
Exactly. But like I said, I mean, even then, I don't know whether Naughty Dog will make a dud. I mean, God knows if The Last of Us Part 2 is going to work or not, who knows. But again,
it will. Yeah,
I know it will. And so I know from a technical side and lots of everything, it will. It's the case of will you as the player enjoy it? That's down to you. But like I said, I think that's always the important factor when you put these things in. Even when a prolific person comes into the development thing, it's a good sign. Yeah, it's nice to hear them still working and still doing stuff, and hopefully they're enjoying their work.
Yeah, what was it? Castlevania Lords of Shadow, I don't think is that good of a Castlevania game. Although I really should play through it, because even I played it for like less than an hour, which is a good enough time to say, I'm having fun. I might give it another shot. And that has Kojima's name added onto it.
Yeah.
So even then, it's not going to be that good. Even Metal Gear Rising, Metal Gear, Kojima was part of it, Platinum Games. Again, that's another good example of a developer that has several people in there which have been worked on previous great games like Okami, Beautiful Joe, and Devil May Cry. Not every game they made was great.
No.
But even then, the actual licensed ones aren't that great. Transformers, Korra and Turtles weren't that great.
No, they were kind of like meh at the end of the day.
Not to mention Star Fox Zero, but then again, I've been Nintendo trying to be include motion controls. Include them. Like, fuck off. No, you don't.
Yeah, that was the problem from the very beginning, really, I think.
But again, Square Enix, Yuji Naka. Can't wait to see what he does if he is going to be in the game development, not just basically telling people what to do.
Yeah,